Yeah.
It's at a capacity where you're just like, well, I'm in this clothing tonight, even though it doesn't match me. But to your mercy, there is a decent clothing store nearby, so you're not gonna look drab at all. You literally have enough pieces to where it's just like if you went to go to like a haberdashery or something, you would literally only have to buy like maybe one or two pieces of a suit.
Okay. I'm being amused by this. This is fun stuff.
Yeah, but I'm also in the.
Ramsey's gonna, I guess, wear a red suit still because that was,
I
yeah,
mean, what was he
that was
wearing
what the prince
before?
put him in.
I have to think about it. It's like, what else was he wearing before? Was he like wearing like a red suit with like blue pants or some shit?
Oh my god. Now I figure the Lord of New Orleans put him in things appropriate for, his court, just like he's still clearly the entertainment bard.
Yeah,
So silly.
he's like this
Yeah.
purple. He wears like purple, green, and yellow when it's Mardi Gras
Oh
time.
my god.
It's like he is
Nicole,
he is
I'm
quite
debating
literally the
on
Harlequin jester.
I'm debating on whether Nicole would wear a suit or a dress because she doesn't like wearing clothes in general. So it's
I'm
like
um it kind
she'd
of
probably be in a
depends. It depends on how you and how on how the character would actually see themselves. But I would.
well, she's gonna wear whatever is most comfortable. And a dress is one piece of clothing that is super fucking yeah, so she's gonna wear the most practical and the most she wants to not wear clothes in general. So it's like
So something that's like the lowest of effort.
yeah, so she's gonna have on like a super fucking basic dress.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah, you're just like you just come in like a black, just like or either like a black or like whatever color you're feeling dress.
Mm-hmm. And she would probably have to go and buy it because she probably would not have one packed.
Probably because she wasn't expecting to go to a ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was probably like the most unexpected of this of this job. Actually, dressing for an occasion. Huh. Let's see if I can fix that audio bit real quick. So this is actually not like an ear sore to actually listen to. Hmm. Hmm. Me tampering with audio. Meanwhile.
It's probably this. This is probably the closest thing that she's into or
Hmm.
that she's in.
Holy shit. Yep, that works.
Just super basic, just literally a tube of fabric with a place for her arms and neck to pop out of.
Yep.
And she'll probably have her bag of stuff, but like with like matching fabric like draped over it so it looks nicer, but
Hmm.
it still has all her shit in it.
All right. Let's see. Hang on. All right. So, is everybody ready to go?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Real quick, Yazato, before we begin the ceremonies, what would you wear to a ball?
I'm going to wear a tux.
Anything, any like reference image or just any like odd descriptions to it? Just
Nope,
just a regular old black tux.
Yeah, standard old black tux.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Is the meat sitting out on purpose?
Huh?
Sorry, I was trying to.
Actually,
I
the
was talking to
meat
Matt.
does have a purpose. It's our distraction because it'll spoil by tomorrow morning and it'll
sorry.
smell really bad in the museum. And then with all the hungover workers, they'll get real sick and not want to be in the room that we're in.
Congratulations, Matt. I thought I was still muted, so Olivia has now made meat part of our heist plan. I think it's a joke, but still.
Oh no.
Just in the kitchen. We really don't need to do that, I think. I hope.
I hope.
Look,
Anyway.
I apologize. I thought I was still muted.
Oh my god. Okay. So you all arrive to the ball. The going through a set of hallways. You get to the ceremony room and open it and pushing it the door open. You see a group, like a wide selection of people from all wakes and works of life. They're the dulcet tones of of and a soft voice of a singer fully accompanying the room. The the areas adjacent to you have assortments of party foods from both London and America, oddly enough. What is the first thing you want to do?
We know about our targets to go talk to, right? Or are we just like figuring it out as we get here? Hello?
Hello?
We know about our targets to talk to, right? Or are we just like figuring it out when we get in?
So
Can
my
you
plan,
hear me?
So my plan is to find the punch bowl. Yes, SJ, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
Cool, making sure. Go on, find the punch bowl.
Find the punch bowl and spike it.
Okay.
Smart.
All right. So oddly enough, next to the punch bowl are what so happen to be boiled sweets like for instance, rhubarb custards, ginger creams, and pear drops. Traditional London sweets, and to the right, adjacent to them, are chocolatey eclairs. Trying to remember another. A choice of cheesecake. And cupcakes, weirdly enough.
She will also grab a cupcake.
Okay.
She really enjoys sweets, so she'll grab like a cupcake and a eclair and like a bonbon, spike the punch, and then just like start shoveling the food into her mouth as she's walking away. And she's like, the chocolate will probably upset my stomach, but this is a risk I'm willing to take.
Another sight above you to behold. It would be a fellow on what appears to be appears to be a bladed weapon floating around. He is observing the party. You know, you automatically figure from the embroidered tactical vest he's wearing, he is also among the security detail.
Wait, you said he's floating on a weapon?
Yep.
What kind of weapon is he floating on?
It is, in fact, a scythe. And no, he is not wearing a trench coat.
Oh, it could have been kinky.
Another thing you notice is a rather just out of your sight. You look you look to your left to go pick out like an eclair, and then from your right a sweet just a another sweet was just there and it disappears. You look back and you see a tendril dragging out to what appears to be a someone in a full black suit. Like it is basically it is a literal black like full bodysuit.
Like a morph suit or like a
Think of it. It's not a morph suit. Well, is it a morph suit? What's a morph suit?
It's like the under costume if you're going as a Power Ranger.
I mean, would it encompass the full body in a way that's like even the face too?
Yes.
Then yes. Yeah, you would
Slender Man is typically a white morph suit with a regular suit on top of it.
Okay, that's also fair. Yeah, it is a morph suit.
that is a morph suit.
Let me see. Yeah, it is. You would be correct in assuming that it is a morph suit.
Okay.
The tendril slides into this person's hand. The suit appears to be the suit's outline appears to be feminine as it goes as it goes the the place where the suit's mouth would be opens up into a small maw, and the suit is enveloped within. And the creature goes about its business. It is also It is also apparently part of the security detail.
Oh, that is terrifying.
As that thought crosses your mind, you run into a smaller fellow, portly. You immediately take him to be a dwarf. Pardon me.
No, my apologies. I should have been watching where I was going.
Oh, it's nothing. Eh, not really fond of parties like these.
Ugh, you
Yeah,
could say that again.
you taken fellow's appearance. He is a dwarf wearing glasses. He is portly in appearance. He is also wearing a suit and with a blue tie. A history check to see if you recognize him.
Huh.
Oh, Ian's taking this one. Um, Ian, to your recollection, excuse me, Yazada, to your recollection, the dwarf fellow in front of you is well known for a paper discussing the magic doomsday theory.
Huh. Okay.
Hot.
So, the magic doomsday theory entails that people who were since the Great Becoming, people gained a great deal of power. some varying, some minuscule, and some extraordinary feats were obtained through gaining this power. The theory details and highlights what would occur during further down the line as the generations go further and further. Assuming that the power well continues to increase as it is, magic as we know it could become impossible to control.
Huh. Okay.
So he also just so happens to be a prominent professor of the arcane at Oxford.
Interesting. Have you ever heard of any of his papers?
Besides the Magic Singularity Doomsday is one of his more prominent papers, but he is also well known for his research into conjuration magic and even evocation as a means of curing diseases like cancer.
Interesting.
He theorizes that with some further uses and with more study of evocation and its uses and its restorative elements, there could be ways to just eradicate disease.
Interesting. Okay, pretty neat.
All right. All right. So, is anyone interested in continuing a discussion with him, or are y'all just kind of going about your business?
I'm
Just
gonna,
kind of.
I think we have to just go about our business. As fascinating as that is, we can't really afford to get distracted here unless he's security detail.
He is not. He's just a
Yeah.
guest here. He's probably the reason they even set out like American cuisine for this.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Among the more prominent guests as well, we have a prominent metalworking business owner, Eliza Barna, a high elf. You have more of the lower tier guests. You have a vampire known as Drana Malakir hanging around.
Drana Malakir.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize her, or does she recognize me? Would she have a reason to?
She has been to the vampire courts in New Orleans, though after a dispute about the naming context of vampires as termed to Akons with the Prince of New Orleans, she returned to the London branch.
Alrighty.
The London branch shortly after reformed their naming process to vampires to Akons.
Alrighty. Who else do we see around?
For the more prominent guests, that would be it. Everyone else at
Any museum curators or owners or prominent museum staff?
You actually spot one. The brand new owner, actually, Burma Cunningham, a tiefling.
I'm gonna go introduce myself.
All right, engage.
So they're the owner of the museum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk up and say, "A pleasure to meet you, sir. I see that you've made yourself quite a wonderful edifice. My deepest congratulations."
Burma's actually a female.
Oh, my bad. You didn't specify.
I'm sorry. I thought the name would have given it away. My bad. All right.
All these devils look the same to me. So anyway, excuse me, miss, but it seems that you've made quite a wonderful edifice. I commend you and your valiant efforts.
Well, in my case, I just have a wonderful staff to thank for that. May I know who is addressing me at this current moment?
My name is Yazada. I give a polite bow.
She also bows. Izada, a pleasure to meet you.
I'm going to extend out my hand for a courtesy little handshake.
She shakes your hand.
All right, perfect. What brought you to constructing the museum?
The museum has been here for years. I've just recently gotten my hands on it.
What made you purchase such a strange thing? Museums are a rather sordid business.
Yes, but they also contain our history, and that is just as important.
Why do you want to preserve history? Seems like a very particular thing for someone to latch on to. What draws you to the wonderful tales of man's adventures through the centuries?
It's quite simple. You've heard the phrase before. It's a tired one. Those who never learn their history are doomed to repeat it. Isn't that correct?
That is true. What repetition are you so frightened of exactly? I imagine you're concerned that there's some lesson that people may forget, a dire lesson.
She kind of looks around, and one of our more prominent guests, Aloysius, I'm sure you've heard of him. He's known for his doomsday theory. I'm sure you've heard of it.
I have. Would you care to run your observations past me? I'd be most intrigued to see your interpretation of his particular ramblings.
His his ch- She goes mute for a second and decides to choose her words a little more carefully. You know she's very nervous when it comes to this discussion. You kind of realize is that she's kind of nervous when it comes to the discussion about this theory in particular.
I see that my question has put you a little bit on edge. Would you prefer to segue to something else?
It's not that that I am perfectly fine with discussing the theory. It's just more so our company. Some of us don't exactly believe in it.
And what would these malefactors have anything to do with anything? What exactly is the problem with them not believing?
Some of them have provided a good deal of funding to the museum. I can't afford to lose.
Ah, I see. All right. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more, say no more. I believe we can converse perhaps in private quarters or somewhere else at some later time during the festivities.
I will take you up on that offer.
I give a polite bow and says, I believe you too. I don't want to suck up too much attention. And then I give a wink and I walk away.
So that eldritch creature that it ate an eclair, right?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. I will grab the tray of eclairs, kind of not facing.
All right, as you go to grab the tray of eclairs, you notice that the tendril has reached back for another eclair again.
I will look at it, smile, and I want to splash a little vodka over. Once it pulls the eclair back to its face, I want to turn around away from it, splash a little vodka on the eclairs, and then walk towards it. And I'll go, I see you also enjoy the sweets, the sweeter things of life.
So I take it you also spiked this eclair as well, correct?
Not the eclair it just took, but the rest of the eclairs on the tray are now spiked.
Oh,
So is the
God.
punch.
All right, that's pretty good. I like that. It the the creature in the suit looks at you, nods, and then and doesn't actually say anything to you. It just kind of it shyly nods at you and then just goes back to goes back doing what appears to be like a round of patrol.
I'll
It,
kind of
it,
like.
it was definitely hoping that nobody would notice. And so far, besides you, you seem to be the only one who's actually noticed.
I'll kind of keep in tow with it, and I'll go. Well, let me offer. You are very interesting. I've seen most of world, but not have seen anything like yourself.
Oh, are you still addressing it?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I'm gonna follow it with the eclairs, trying to get it to eat more.
What is Nicole following?
An eldritch being that likes eclairs.
Fun.
Smart.
Cool.
It's it actually begins to speed walk away from you, and then you notice the fellow around floating around the scythe begins to kind of begins to float over you, kind of keeping an eye on you.
I'll look straight up and I'll go. I'm glad you are not wearing skirt. Can I offer you chocolate eclair?
Yeah.
The
The gentleman in the air waves his hands as if to say no, and then just continues about his patrol.
Did they only hire mute security officers? What is happening? And she'll set the eclairs back on the table, and she's just gonna drizzle, she's gonna the punch is spiked, the eclairs are spiked. She's gonna just kind of walk around looking for people who look important, and who look like they work for the museum and are important.
Mm. You find a half elf fellow, just kind of leaning against the wall. It definitely appears to be part of the staff of the museum, not part of the security detail, just by himself. Excuse me, by themselves. Hello.
So
Hello. This.
Oh, back.
Oh.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I forgot that I muted myself.
I was like, it's like,
Um,
am I not doing like what's going on here? What's going on?
I will walk over to the half elf leaning against the wall, giving them their personal space, and go. You have the right idea of what to do at party like this, and I'll lean against the wall as well, and I'll go. Big crowds tend to overwhelm me. I just need to step away, catch my breath.
My mom always says that uh, that being a wallflower at parties like these is always bad for business.
And what business is it bad for?
I'm supposed to be a representative of the museum. I'm just not too fond of big parties like these.
What part of museum do you represent?
Technically, I'm part of the PR department for Cunningham's museum.
PR. You represent publicity, right? That is English meaning of PR?
Public relations, yes.
Oh, public relations. Okay, okay. Now,
She's polite, but she seems to be getting irritated from your prodding.
Nicole will kind of step away from the wall and take a few steps and go, well, and pull out. She has a bunch of mini vodka bottles with her. She'll pull one out and go, if you need to relax, and I'll offer her one.
I actually don't drink.
I respect that. Well, you have a good evening. Hopefully, you can find time to enjoy. And I will walk away, just kind of thinking like, fuck, I can't talk to security, can't talk to employees. What the fuck is going on?
May I have a stab at things?
Fucking Ramsey is just like, to tag me in, I got this.
I mean, I don't know. Just hanging out. Be fun. Maybe.
Yes, sure. I'm going to find Maha, and then we're going to go find the map and download it to glasses.
Alright.
Cool.
Oh, also the punch has a insane amount of alcohol in it. Don't drink too much.
Oh, what's the fun in that?
Get some for later.
Get some for later, they say.
Oh my
Alright.
god.
Alright, so I take it that Maha and Nicole are going to split off and go try to scope the museum out.
Yes.
Alright. I will get to you two in a second. Do any of the party goers want to do anything else? Izada, in your case, Cunningham seems to have opened up. Like she seems more comfortable to leave things as it was for that talk. Also, you're muted. Or if he's just AFK. Is he AFK? Oh, he's privy. Never mind then. For fuck's sake.
Right here.
Oh, I
was
thought
just
you were AFK, fella.
What I missed?
You notice that Cunningham is now open for a discussion.
Remind me who Cunningham is.
Cunningham is the owner of the museum.
Oh, the lady I was talking to earlier.
Yep.
I'm going to ask her where she would like to have a discussion.
We can have it just outside. There's a nice little balcony.
Sounds good. So tell me, Cunningham, would you have any strange wares in your office you'd like to show me? I like to gawk at private antiquities. I know that people that own museums like to squirrel away the more precious things in their offices.
That's such a weird thing to acknowledge. I mean, there's nothing special I'd like to keep. I have on offer.
What's the strangest item that you've wanted to put on display but haven't found a place to put it? I'm trying to get some Beatles posters up in my house, but I just can't seem to find the space on the wall. I'm going to leave it ambiguous whether I'm referring to the band or Beatles as in the bug.
This is delightful.
I suppose there's something I can show you.
While she says this, I start thumbing through my pockets and I pull out cards of various Beatles. I'm very partial to Goliath Beatles.
And before this becomes an impromptu lesson about Beatles. And
Izada took away their Beatles notes. We're level 10 now, right?
Yeah. Y'all
Okay.
should be.
Double,
Hang on.
just double checking. Yeah, we are. Or are we 11? Am I crazy? Are we 11?
10.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all are 10.
I would like to go gawk at some antiquities. Quite partial to antiquities.
Ah. You. She takes you to she takes you to what appears to be her office, and she shuts the door. And then
What is, yeah, go ahead.
she shuts the door and then locks it.
It's like, why the lock, Cunningham? Like, do you have something valuable you don't want anyone skulking in here to steal?
No, just just for the sake of the private discussion. Anyway, you mentioned earlier that you wanted to hear about what I thought about the doomsday theory, correct?
Yes, of course. Regale me. I then firmly plop on what I presume is a large leather chair in front of her desk.
It is, in fact, a leather chair. Um,
I'm gonna make a show of it.
how much of a show are we talking here?
An 18 on a performance roll.
All right, so you're just gonna plop your your feet on the desk.
No, that'd be rude. I'm gonna like do a little twist and like kind of like get to the front of the chair, do a little spin, then plop down with a nice exasperated sigh, then look down at my feet and kind of flatten out my pants, straighten out my jacket, and kind of fiddle with my bow tie a little bit, and then I'm gonna stare at her as she sits down and wait for her to say something.
And then she goes to sit down, about as elegantly as someone can. The and then she kind of she holds her head up with her hands and goes, so where do I actually begin? Well, at the beginning, I should say. What do you know about the Great Becoming in general?
What do I know?
You know for a fact that the Great Becoming was a phenomenon that nearly caused a extinction event. Were it not for the fact that it's stable, if were it not for the fact that the ley lines soon stabilized completely after.
Okay.
The Some scientists speculated that when the Great Becoming happened, the magic coursed the world and affected just about every single living being on the planet.
Okay. Go on.
And some the ley lines seem to hold such a reserve of magic that it coursed through just about every living being, but never the those that obtained the magic kept it. It never returned back to the ley lines.
Okay.
Some speculate that we are that humanoids actually carried some form of magic within them, but it was locked away in a wellspring that the ley lines actually opened up, while others just presumed that the ley lines simply filled an empty cup, so to speak.
Okay.
So
Right.
in some cases, you know kind of the basics of what the
I'm going to relay what you told me back to her and then wait for her reply.
That's a very fundamental understanding, but it's correct nonetheless. The ley lines, as you said, actually awakened the so shall we say hidden aspects of a person. So
Uh-huh.
I already know who. I already know what kind of person you are, changeling. Sorry, not to be rude. But for instances, when the Great Becoming happened, you awakened to to something that was a latent power, wasn't it? What call did you hear exactly?
God, let me look up my notes.
Just a subtle reminder, you awoken to the call of the Fae.
Mm-hmm.
S-
My sheet keeps fucking up, and it didn't. Hold on a second.
That's fine. I can kind of I'll fill it in for there. For the most part, your awakening was more so just hearing like the call of the Fae, something you would have never heard before the Great Becoming.
Mm-hmm.
Some so to that speculation, and this is her speaking, by the way. So to that speculation, are we to presume that what we know about general religion and the pantheon of gods, dimensions, realms, all of that stuff could be wrong?
Could very well be that human history has been guided by an unseen hand.
That's also a possibility. When I awakened, I heard the call of something from deep below.
What did you hear?
I heard the whispers of a great devil. I can only presume that because those who have reported similar to me, who were also hospitalized like me, she looks down as she says this,
Mm-hmm.
also reported something similar. A different voice, different tone, but it was all said the same thing. Come, realize what your true power is.
Did you answer that call?
I didn't have a choice. She sits back in her chair.
What happened?
I speculate that when the ley lines bursted open, it unlocked something deep down inside of me. I can't speculate anything else because I can only presume so much, but I am I was born in the 80s, and here I am, a different being, a different color and different skin. It's shocking,
Hmm.
to say the least.
I can scarcely remember my prior life. I was molded into this. I used to be something, and now I am anything and anyone.
So are you to tell me that you don't remember your original identity?
Bits and pieces. I believe I just pushed papers around somewhere. I have allowed those memories to fade away. Everything can be changed. Even my recollections.
Me actually putting this down in notes, hang on. I know we probably discussed this at some point, but this is actually kind of relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
Just remember answering Paul, a song, a din, like I heard a whistle through the trees, the wind writhing through the leaves, siren song upon the earth, guiding me deep into a forest's glen.
Did that
And there,
song bring you some kind of peace or inner knowledge?
yes, told me to show people truth, show people truth through artifice, to show people truth through the mutability of forms, to show people truth through the alchemy of belief. I exist to change not only myself. I'm going to use my change shape form to assume her appearance, and then I'm going to revert back to my normal changeling form, but also to show other people what has changed. Can I actually figure out what her previous form was like? What she was like before the change?
Well, presumably she would have been a human just like you.
Yes, but now she looks like a tiefling. So can I look at her and see what the tiefling parts are, strip those away, and then change to what she would look like as a mortal woman?
You see a photo, black and white, on further in the far back of the room, but what you would presume to be a picture frame, it is also just down, like it's put down. It seems. I will give you an insight check to see if you recognize why it's like this.
No is good.
You can
No, good.
based on that information, you also asked the right question. I'm going to give you advantage on this. So you would presume that Cunningham is holding some form of shame for her new appearance.
Interesting.
As if like she has performed some form of dark act, changing into this form. A form that she had clearly no choice of being. A form that she is ashamed to be.
I'm going to move the leather chair a bit closer, prop my elbows on the table, and kind of look her in the eyes and say, "Now, I answered the call willingly, and you said you answered the call unwillingly. If you're comfortable, I'd like to know. I'm a curator of truths. What was the thing that you had to do against your will to become what you are now?"
You see her visibly shake at the question. She looks back down at her desk, and looks towards you. I can't remember.
Have you attempted to use means to discover what this particular action was?
Her breathing gets heavy. It's like I was too scared to find out for myself.
What do you think? Do you want to know? Or would you rather remain ignorant?
Of that I am split, Yazada. For one, to find out my own history is part of my motivations, to say the least, but if I am to discover some form of heinous act, I wouldn't know what to make of it, or myself for that matter. You come to the realization that there were some, during the Great Becoming, the incident itself, there were also a good deal of murders partaken in this the following week.
Okay.
So You could be staring down at a murderer, so to speak, and you wouldn't even know.
Intriguing.
Most of them being cleared up as a but most of these murders are also pleaded insanity, but some are but in some cases some are actually convicted.
All right. I imagine she skirted punishment.
She was one of the few that yeah, from what she's telling you, presumably she was one of the if she was one of the one of the those who killed during the Great Becoming or following the Great Becoming, she would have it would have been clear. It would have been clear if anyway if she was caught. If she was, she never was.
Okay. Interesting. I'm going to ask her, is there anything further that you would like to discuss? I've been told that I'm a very welcome ear to lean on.
I don't think I have anything else to tell you at this time, though I have appreciated your presence.
Likewise.
Are
Would
you
you?
are you here
Yes?
for the part? Are you here just for the party, or do you plan to? Are you staying in London?
Oh, I'm staying in London with a few compatriots who like to, I suppose, sample the higher culture. I'm not one to turn down a gala. Would you care to perhaps take a stroll in the upper levels? Maybe commiserate a bit over the artifacts? I'd like to see what you've curated.
I would be delighted.
Well, perfect. Then let's get going now.
All right. She goes. She stands. She stands out of her chair. She goes towards the door to her office, unlocks it, and opens it, and ushers you outside.
Okay. While I am getting up and then kind of following her out, I want to give a really firm eye to the entire area and then see if there is something I can use quickly, like something I could pawn off a table that I could use to make it so that the door does not fully lock when she leaves.
Roll me in this case, roll me a perception or investigation. I'll permit either.
Okay, I'm going to burn 2 sorcery points to do that again.
Go ahead.
And okay, yeah, I don't see shit.
I also offered perception if you wanted to use that instead.
Perception is worse. I will
Okay.
click on it. Okay, thanks, perception.
You know what? I'm new. I'm not a I kind of need to start being a stickler about things like this, and this will probably be the last time I permit this. I'm gonna give you that roll.
All right, perfect.
Alright.
Seeing as how I was in the room, I think I probably had plenty of time to kind of look around anyway.
Yeah, you've had more than enough time, reasonably. You spot something of a You spot something of. Are you playing so as to kind of plan to figure out what you're gonna grab? Are you going to just like grab something small so that you can just put it between the door?
Yeah, wedging in the lock mechanism, so it'll make it sound like it locks, but it doesn't fully lock. Like there's enough give where I could just open the door open later.
I kind of need to think about that because it's like, what would be in her?
Maybe some tape.
Maybe, yeah, you could
Paper
reasonably grab some tape. It's a bit of a stretch because tape is kind of a noisy process.
One of her business cards, and I fold it in my hand.
Actually, yes.
When I leaned forward on the desk, I guess I told her, "Oh, a card. I'll take this in case I need to phone you later about anything." And I take the card.
I assume you're going to take 2 copies of it, presumably.
Yeah, I will take 2 copies of the card in case I need it again. And then I guess slide a hand check to jam it in the door.
Go ahead.
Okay. Good. Good day. Good day.
That'll do it.
16.
That'll do it. You definitely slide. You definitely before she goes to shut the door, you put it basically where the locking mechanism would be. The door shuts, and it sounds like the door shut.
Okay, I'm gonna spend the rest of the time walking with her on the 2nd level, being as polite and as charming as possible, getting her guard down and talking about the artifacts as meaningfully as possible, and I guess someone else can do whatever the hell they want. And when her and I eventually get back to the orb room, which is where I'm angling, then we can get everyone to.
All right. All right. I'm going to scoot over to. Let's see. Who hasn't done much this session? Ramsey.
Woo! Alrighty. I'm going to look around the room, and my first try will be to see if I can get a feel from anyone who looks like they're security.
From anyone that is security. Mostly they seem to be on the outer ends of the room, kind of watching the festivities. They, for the most part, have been just hanging, just standing there for most, if not the entire time. And from your perception, you see a couple of others like inside the inside the group of people cohorting around. So
Alrighty.
so for the
Looks.
so for the
Huh?
most part, like you kind of like you see them inside the actual party going crowd, but it's kind of like 1 or 2 people at a time. It seems security for the event here was a little lighter than the actual museum security.
Mm. Well, in that case, I will go. Does anyone in the room seem suspicious or nervous?
There is one person who's suspicious. Give me or presumably suspicious. Give me perception.
Awesome. I just accidentally closed the Roll20. Please Sorry.
I can actually roll for you if you want.
No, I want to roll. I just as you said that, I clicked the wrong side. 1 sec.
Yep, you're good.
1 sec.
Let's see your sheet.
Okay. I'm here. I want to roll.
All right, roll.
What am I rolling again? Insight?
Perception. Yep.
Cool.
Not bad. Yep, you see a rather interestingly enough, you see a fellow kind of just looking around. He is human in appearance. He is also wearing a tux, but he is also wearing a face mask to what appears to be covering a cough.
That's no fun. I'm going to go walk over to him.
All right. How do you plan to approach him? Remember, he is kind of nervous.
Okay. What is he wearing?
He is wearing a tuxedo, but from the looks of it, it is shabbier in appearance. More so the fact that it looks like he's had a couple of accidents at the laundromat, per se. Some parts of the shirt underneath his dress jacket are crinkled. To say are crinkled or and there also appears to there also appears to be what appears to be an iron mark on the back of it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
This
So
is one of those
first,
poor guys who just had to be here.
Mm. So first, Ramsey is going to spend a few minutes, like, just very, very socially, like, laughing loudly, blah, 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 looking like he's, partying, and then walk over to that guy and just say, "Well, hello. Why the long face?"
Uh, yeah, it's just been a long day.
Hmm.
Is there something I can help you with, Mr.
Ramsey,
Oh,
extending his hand to shake.
he offers his hand and then promptly realizes that the iron mark is showing, and then goes to cover cover the accident up while still shaking her hand with the other hand.
Does he say his name?
Velikan, Oren Velikan.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Velikan. What brings you to a party if it's been such a tiring time?
I'm just. I'm trying to find some kind of positivity today.
Good.
Uh,
I feel that. Oh my goodness, poor darling. What is it? Women, work, not enough booze.
oh, there's plenty of enough booze. I can taste. I can taste the punch from over here.
Well,
Honestly, I don't really like the smell that's coming from over there.
that's fair.
He, as you've gotten closer to him, Ramsey, and you kind of notice that for a guy like this, he's really pale. Like it's almost describable like he looks like he's having a panic attack.
Oh shit. Ramsey's just gonna I don't know. Would it be feasible for him to have like a bottle of water he could offer? I feel like that's a reasonable thing to bring with you, even if only one.
Yeah, I mean, there's also per se there would be also bottles of water on offer.
Oh, okay, never mind. Because I was thinking if he's complaining about all this alcohol, just be like, "Hey, you okay, buddy? Like, you need some water?"
As fancy as this party is, bottles of water are on offer.
Okay. What did you say his name was again? I'm so sorry.
Oren Velikan.
Velikan. Oren Velikan.
Mhm.
Alright, so I'll try not to push too much. We'll say, well, come, enjoy, even if you don't like the alcohol so much. Surely, you could use a distraction from your troubles. Do you play any instruments?
No, actually, I don't.
Oh, that is so sad.
My
No
father,
wonder you're upset.
my father did say that it was probably a good idea if I if I made an attempt to learn an instrument, but that never really came to interest me. Also, yes, you are, Yazada.
Fate Mom was
Wait,
echoed
what?
through the halls.
Yazada posted something that was going on in the orb room.
Oh.
My appearance wasn't the only thing affected by the great change. Wink, wink.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
I can't believe I had to hear that with my own ears.
Trust me, baby, everything can shapeshift.
As
Oh,
a changeling, you could totally give yourself like rockin' tits or like a big dick or both or neither. It'd be awesome.
Don't worry, no magic needed for this schlong. Anyway, yeah, I'm doing that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I actually lost my leg in the Great Becoming. This shoe is duct taped on.
Oh, no.
For fuck's sake.
Oh,
Very popular in the dragon community.
fuck you, Olivia. Also take an inspiration. God damn it.
That's the most well-deserved inspiration.
It's
Um,
it's just two extremely tall and long balls that I walk on. Okay, go back to the scene.
so,
I don't know
Do-
that we can move past this.
I'm sorry. I'm still on the. I'm still on the walking nutsack.
that's something alright.
It's like that one episode of South Park.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on upstairs right now.
Oh my god. Okay.
Jeez.
Okay. Now that we've gotten that out of the way.
One more joke. The silhouette like blocks out the sun.
It does.
Nani?
Oh my god. Yeah.
All right. So now.
So, is there any. When I observe this man, can I tell anything else about what may have him on edge?
Roll me insight.
Coolio. $16?
Yeah, that's enough. So, you know for a fact that there's something that he is not telling the truth about. Based on the roll, I can't give you what it is, but he is not being honest about something. So, why? He asks you almost kind of nervously, "Why are you? What brought you to this party? Or are you taking over for the entertainer, or?"
More of an opportunist.
Opportunist? What you mean?
I haven't been hired to play, but Ramsey's just gonna gesture to an obvious instrument case he's carrying.
Mm.
You know,
He kind of.
things are difficult.
Are you trying to say that that as of late you've been running dry on work?
Gonna look him straight in the eyes and say, on work and other things.
He as you say that, he goes, "Oh." And then his demeanor changes almost instantly, and he goes, "The change in the weather was rather awful this week."
Well, what change in demeanor? Was it like more closed or more
Oh,
open?
he literally just became more open. He's
Okay,
he almost
gotcha.
like the shy demeanor or the shy nervous demeanor he had almost dropped instantly.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Yeah.
And what he just said
Well,
to
that's
you,
pretty difficult.
what he just said to you is something in thieves can't.
He what?
He just said to you something in thieves can't.
Alrighty. Then I will respond in Thieves Can't.
So what he said to
Saying,
you is like what? So he's asking you what are you here about? That's the question he just asked you.
I'll respond in Thieves Can't. You first.
So you say back, the weather was nicer last week. Okay.
Oh, I see. The weather was nice. Okay. The weather was nicer last week.
And and he says he says I have eyes in the back of my head. And I need to find a way to get them out. And that translates to thieves can't is I am here for the eyes. The gems.
Alrighty. How would I say back? Or would it even be something that would need to be translated to say back? Well then, your reasoning is significantly more interesting than mine. What? Or go on? Acting surprised.
Wait, is this a security officer?
No, I wasn't getting anything from Gabe trying to talk to security officers, so I just asked if anyone in the room seemed nervous to start there.
Oh.
Yup, he is one of the party goers.
So yeah,
Yes.
that's what I tell him. I was like, oh, well, your reason for being here is significantly more interesting than mine. Go on. Is what's conveyed.
All right. And then he kind of goes out to the balcony. Are you going to follow him?
Yes.
All right. All right. And then I gotta pull out some dice. Hang on. Come on. There we are. Cool. All my d20s are underneath my pens. That's fun. He definitely. So once you get outside, he leans over the he leans over the railing in the balcony, and holds out a sending stone.
Is he like looking at me or anything, or am I just watching him?
He is holding out a sending stone towards you, expecting you to take it.
Oh, in that case, yeah, I will take it.
as soon as you touch the sending stone, you immediately hear. You're going to act like we're having a normal conversation. We can have while that is taking place. We can figure out what's going on here. Are you here for the Eye of Gehenna and the Eye of Elysium? He is saying this to you in headspace.
I will answer. Shit. Sorry, I didn't expect to be put on the spot. I will answer. I am here for the museum.
He kind of looks at you like almost bewildered, and then he goes, "Are you here to steal something else from the museum and not the eyes?"
Oh, I'm here for whatever I can get from the museum. Not limited to the eyes.
And he said, "All right." He shakes his head and then goes, "Do you need a fence?"
Do I need a what?
Do you need a fence? As in, do you need somebody to sell the goods to?
I'm gonna say yes and see where this goes.
All right. You say yes, and a guard is just kind of is going over the balcony. I need you to make a performance check.
Alrighty.
You're basically while you're having this discussion, you're with him through the sending stone. You're also pretending to have a conversation with him outside.
Oh. Does an 18 pass?
An 18 does pass, yes. Rather convincingly, you you chat and cohort with this fellow like you've met. Like this is the first time. It's been a while since you've met this fellow. You've seen him. You're basically you're acting like old friends in front of the guard. The guard kind of just shrugs and just goes back to his patrol. Close. You hear him go. Close call. You're a good actor. So, if you need a fence, you hold on to the sending stone, and you can contact me once you're finished.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Oren.
It's not my real name.
What shall I call you?
Just call me Nikolai.
A pleasure to meet you, Nikolai. Best of luck.
Spasiba.
What did he say?
Spasiba.
Thank you, and oh, you're welcome in Russian.
In what?
Russian.
Ah. Cool.
Spasiba.
So that was interesting.
Alright. That little moment is resolved. We're going to go over to Maha and Nicole. Your part in all this.
Sneaking on down and downloading the map from the main computer.
Sneak,
Hacker.
sneak,
The
sneak, sneak, sneak.
in the hacker
Did you
voice.
just sing "Sneak, Sneak, Severus, Sneak"?
No, just sneak. But
Okay, but
that
same
would have been
tune.
better.
Sorry, go on.
Don't look suspicious. Don't look suspicious. Don't look suspicious. Don't look suspicious.
All right. So, I presume that you guys are going. Are you guys going to go in through the sewers?
No, just at the party, we're gonna just kind of like dip out of the party and kind of sneak our way down to um sneak
Uh,
our way down to the wherever the main computer is.
all right. You know that for a fact that for a fact on that any museum would have the main like any mainframe would be inside the actual building. So you're going to have to break in.
Break into what?
The museum.
We're in the museum though.
No, this was a separate building. Like
Oh shit.
the ceremony hall was held in a separate building, dude. Like the actual office structure for the museum was held in a different building. So
Well, most of the security is busy with the party, so I find Maha and I go,
are you just basically going to go to the room to just like wake Maha up and just be like, "Yo, we're doing this. Come on."
no, I just assumed Maha was like at the party. I go, so theoretically, I could cause a small distraction and you sneak into Office to download files.
Works for me.
Cool.
Out of character, would Maha know what to do when she gets there to download the files?
You put your glasses. You pretty much plug your
Your-
glasses into the computer.
Your glasses come with a Lightning USB.
Okay.
So you would just attach it.
Cool. So, since she's going back to the room to wake up Maha, she's also gonna change into like just some jeans, tennis shoes, her typical clothes, like jeans and a t-shirt and like a jacket.
All right.
She is gonna climb up onto the roof of the building, and then turn into her werewolf form. Is there a glass? Is there like a? The word I'm looking for is skylight into the gala.
Yes, there is.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I wanna open the skylight. How far is the drop?
It doesn't matter. You're in your werewolf form.
Oh yeah. Cool.
We actually had this discussion. Remember?
Oh yeah, I'm resistant to fall damage.
Yeah.
Wait, no, don't
Yeah.
open the sky, like barrel through it.
But then I might get.
Glass.
I don't want to hurt anyone, so I'll open the skylight and I'll jump down, and I just fucking scream and punch like and knock over like a table or like an ice sculpture or something.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
All right, you start causing a commotion, which causes the guards in rotation to begin to swarm towards your position.
And since I'm perpetually under the jump spell in my hybrid form, thanks to bumping up to 10th level, I'll just jump. Oh fuck, that's. Let me see the rules for a standing high jump.
I mean, it's the jump spell, right? Isn't it like 30
It
feet?
triples your jump distance.
Oh,
So
it's kind of mild.
let's see. A long jump is a number of feet up to your strength score. A high jump, 3 plus your strength modifier.
All right, I'm gonna hold the thought for a moment here. The component for the jump spell is a grasshopper's hind leg, so
It's pretty quaint.
actually kind of
Mhm.
neat. Also,
So that's
also now I'm just imagining like Nicole just eating like a bowl of fucking grasshopper hind legs.
yeah, and then because of the athlete feat, I only need 5 feet of run up for jumping. So I'll move 5 feet, jump 12 feet up in the air, and then just come down. Both of my hind legs just come crashing into um, like a table and just start like knocking fucking shit everywhere. Like a bull in a china shop. I'm not trying to hurt anyone.
You're
And
just trying to cause as much damage to the actual museum as possible.
I'm not looking to cause damage to the physical damage to the museum. Just really just running a fucking muck. Just trying to get security to focus on me while Maha goes downloads the file.
All right.
Pretty much jumping all over the fucking place, because that's 12. God, that's 36 feet I can jump, and I have 40 feet of movement. So
What's
that's
your-
41.
What's your
Ooh.
athletics or like acrobatics, generally speaking?
My athletics is a +5.
All right, and what is your acrobatics? Like which would be the better?
+3.
Oh God. Okay.
I'll just do an athletics.
Yeah. I just want to see. I'm gonna basically have you do a series of those rolls. So do 4 more while you're just raising hell inside this museum.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of average, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that the rough average was around 14. Yeah, rough average is around 14 to 15 on this. I'll just round it up and say 15. Okay, that's good enough. So you start raising hell inside this fucking museum. Anything that's like mannequins, fucking whatever, you don't care. You're gonna fucking like. There is even a particular moment where you took cover inside of the wolf exhibit. They pass by the fucking guards pass by you looking for your ass, and then you start running over, and the last like the thing they hear before they turn around and start fucking going after you again is that you just knocked down another goddamn mannequin.
Yeah, I imagine me hiding in the wolf section is very like Scooby-Doo, like they leave and then I like tiptoe away behind them.
Then you throw a stuffed wolf at them.
Yeah, and then I just shuck a fucking wolf just across the room, and then I go like into a sprint. And then it's like I move because my long jump is 36 feet. And with 5 feet of run up, that means I can move 35 feet. So I can run 5 feet and then just jump, run 5 feet, jump, run 5 feet, jump, run 5 feet, jump. And just jump up onto the second floor, running around, fucking knocking guards over, but like non lethally. And just creating as much chaos as possible at this gala.
Or inside the museum, you mean?
Oh, I thought I was wreaking havoc in the gala. So that Maha could sneak into the museum.
I assumed you were in the exhibit. Oh.
Well, yeah, if you were in the exhibit, you'd be drawing out the guards that were in the museum.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah. I
Okay, yeah, just running around the museum.
Because like
Yeah,
I
running
did say
around
you
the
were an
museum
exhibit.
works.
I did say you were an exhibit, so it's just like
Yeah.
yeah.
I eventually find myself in the orb room, and Yazada and the curator are just kind of like going at it, and then I just kind of like turn around very slowly and just keep running.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna play this out. Yazada, you're rudely interrupted by your hybrid werewolf buddy.
You just see a werewolf T-posing in the doorway.
Huh. 1 minute.
Which one are you saying that to?
I'm saying that to nobody. Um,
How do you react to the fact that your werewolf friend just walked in on you, having a very literal shag?
I'm gonna cast Fly, and then fly me and Cunningham up to the ceiling.
Okay.
Nice. And then I run the other direction.
The guards, and it gets even funnier. The guards come in, look around, and then proceed to just like, it went that way, and fucking proceed to continue chasing.
I'm gonna continue to lay pipe.
Good Jesus.
They say the bards fuck their way out of every situation.
In this case, it's the sorcerer. Okay.
Yep.
I'm using all my blood points, if you know what I mean. All right, so
Getting them, you may as well just be fucking going in with that blood clone too, while you're fucking at it.
wait till you see the kind of weird stuff I get up to once I get Simulacra.
Oh god.
All right,
Okay, so
I'm gonna be up on the roof, and I'm gonna wait until things calm down. Well, the ceiling rather.
all right. All right. So Maha, you make your way into the surveillance, the mainframe, and it, the first thing that greets you in the room is the soft hum of fans and an assortment of clicking and typing as a person is sitting inside the room, just continue surveying the chase, as it were.
Hmm.
The person at the keyboard seems to be following Nicole rather well, and laying instructions for the guards to continue chase.
Hmm. Is there... Okay, so the anti-magic field would still be up, right?
Yes, it would. In Yazada's case, they were just outside of it.
Mm-hmm. Is there... Since theoretically I didn't come from the gala, is there any world in which I could have gotten my my rifle in?
Wait, what?
Is there any world in which Maha could have gotten in here with her rifle? Not the anti-tank one, the normal one.
Like, what do you mean? Like getting in with her rifle? You would have been able to get in. Like you're sneaking in.
Okay.
So, all right. So the question is like you have one fella in the room surveilling surveilling and following Nicole as she's continued to be chased by guards. It's just one guy. And you're pretty skippy that knocking him out will probably cause some form of alert.
If I shot him?
If you shoot him, yeah, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Get him out of the room. Could I, what would I have on me? I think distraction's probably the way to go. Sorry, I'm just looking through my inventory to see if there's anything I can, like, throw down the hallway to get him out of the room. Oh, I still have wooden stakes for some reason.
Huh.
I'm gonna take a wooden stake that is apparently still in my inventory and just, like, chuck it down the hallway in the opposite direction. Of where I am, and then so this room is full of, like, giant shelves and computers and shit, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna chuck a wooden stake as hard as I can. I just want to make a loud noise out in the hallway and then hide.
All right. You throw the clattering sound of wood hitting the tile floor emanates and into the room. The guy hears it and says, "Oi, I think they're close. I'm going to go take a look." And he cuts his comm. He goes to look. He goes to look outside. I need you to make a stealth roll.
So, just to double check, my Cloak of Elvenkind doesn't work in here.
You are inside the anti-magic field, so you will have to rely on stealth.
Okay, that's still pretty good. Roll 20. Hello. Come on. 24.
That's enough. You literally just go into the shadows and just wait for him to leave, and then you walk right into the mainframe room.
Mm-hmm. And I turn the glasses on and plug them in. Is there
You uttered the phrase "thieves in the night, all is good in the world," and the glass activates and the glass comes to life.
Is there a place I could is there a place to I'm thinking of this as essentially plugging in USB, a place where I could do it without a place that I could plug it in where I could, like, theoretically hide if this guy were to come back.
There's a chance there's in the immediate moment that that's going on, you have enough time to either just sabotage the inside of the surveillance room.
Okay.
And download a complete map of the place.
All right, I'll just do that.
All right. You immediately aim your weapon towards the surveillance room itself, and you open up into it.
I want to be clear, I'm not using the anti-tank rifle, I'm using the sniper rifle
Yeah.
with the silencer on it.
Yep.
To be abundantly clear.
You are doing so. You lay out. You basically just ruin most, if not all, of the surveillance equipment in the room.
And I'm gonna try and do so as much as it would be. Oh my god! What is that from?
I don't know, but I love it so much.
It took me a minute to realize what the gift was. It's just so fucking
First.
stupid.
Tell.
I'm glad we can meme about this fucking game sometimes. All right. You sabotage the equipment inside the surveillance room. It is no longer working. As a matter of fact, you destroy the you destroy the orbs controlling the arcane eyes, as well as the equipment that manages them, and you watch almost with satisfaction from your work as all of the screens in the room immediately go black.
Sweet. I mean, is it time to grab the orbs now or just dip?
You pretty sure that if you try to grab the gems now, it's gonna raise all kinds
Yeah, they're
of
gonna be on
hell.
high alert.
Yeah.
Okay, time to dip.
You've done enough damage. You could reasonably come back in the morning. They'll be on they'll be on guard, but at some point or another, that guard's gonna slip. You reason within your mind. All right.
I wasn't able to. I was able to.
You were able to
Yeah,
get a complete map of the museum.
Yeah. Was I able to? So I was able to get the arcane eyes down. Was I able to get the anti-magic field down, or is that a completely different thing?
The anti-magic field you were also able to get down.
Ooh, okay. Sweet. Then I disguise myself to look like a guard, and I still sneak out, but this is just in case I get spotted.
All right. And
Stealth.
All right. All right, we're going to POV shift because that business is done. Ponike. Fuck's
Nicole.
sake. I said it again. God damn it. I keep thinking, I literally, for the last 2 weeks, have only said your goddamn character name. So, now for some reason, it is now mentally, like, just etched into my mind to say fucking Ponike, even instead of Olivia. God damn it. All right, Nicole. So, you're still being chased, but some of the people who were chasing you give way to go search the surveillance room because someone just reported that the surveillance room was fucking wrecked. You then get you then get a message from Lucy that the surveillance room has been cleared.
Okay, cool. I will
Got the map. Get the fuck out of there.
run. I'll jump up to like a second-story window, bash it out, flip off the guards, jump out the window, and hightail it down the streets of London as a Russian werewolf in London.
Oh, can I? Amazing.
Okay, so
Can I keep an eye out for her leaving the museum?
you can, yes.
Okay. Yeah, because what I'd like to do is
You also,
Well, I guess
I should also point out that if you guys aren't already aware, and I'm pretty sure you guys are, the London is one of the few cities that invoke actual surveillance almost everywhere.
state.
Yep, it is quite literally the nanny state.
Fuck the bricks.
So, at the very least, you've just given yourselves an alibi to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Nicole.
But you also
and,
need to be really careful to not get yourselves caught.
Yeah, I'm still disguised self as a guard. By the way.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run down the street until I find like a park or like a patch of woods or something. Go behind a bush and like break the shape, break the hybrid form, and then just kind of like fix my clothes and like slowly walk back to the
I kind of imagine you're gonna take like a different route. Like you're just gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna take the scenic route on the way back.
pretty much make the block.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the block, dip, turn back into my humanoid form, and then walk back to the hotel.
All right. Well,
We're gonna see on the news tomorrow: werewolf rampaging down London Street.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna, as soon as the anti-magic field's down, besides disguise self, I'm also gonna cast non-detection.
ooh.
And yeah, I figured it would be more useful for this mission than like lightning arrow or something.
It's kind of funny how in some ways that fucking anti-tank rifle is kind of made it so that you don't even bother with higher damage spells.
I'm just gonna take all the fun stealthy ones that I can use to fuck shit up.
Alrighty. So let me check.
Also, I don't think non-detection is concentration, so I think yeah, no, it's not. It just exists. So I think I can cast yeah, and I'm also gonna do pass without trace because I really don't want to be found because I just open fired in their surveillance room of the British Museum.
Yeah, so the target can be a willing creature or a place or an object no longer than 10 feet.
It disguise self plus pass without trace plus non-detection.
Okay, non-detection isn't an issue, but I'm pretty sure disguise self requires concentration.
Oh, does it?
No, it does not. I am wrong. Weird.
I have about 3 circle on this.
Disguise self does not require concentration. What world do I live in?
I mean, it
Yeah,
is
it's-
like a first level spell, right?
And it's just straight up an hour and can be seen through with a investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're.
What the fuck? That is a concentration? That blows my goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Book of Elven Kind is up to fuck it. All the things to like not get seen, and the disguise self is the backup plan if anyone does manage to find me for all
Pass
this.
without trace is the only concentration spell that is currently on right now. What the
Hell yeah.
fuck?
3 spells.
Okay, the ranger is going full caster over here for 5 seconds. What the fuck?
Oh shit! That's a great idea. Once I get out of the museum, I will cast Pass Without Trace on myself.
That's why I wanted to wait for Nicole, because I was going to wait to cast Pass Without Trace until I found her.
No, I have that spell as well.
Yeah.
All right, so actually, in that case, casting Pass Without Trace kind of bypasses the cameras because they're not magical. In a sense, like you can like there are some specialized security systems like the Arcane Eye system that you guys saw earlier, but it would be far too expensive for something for London to implement something like that at such a scale, and because it's. I will say that like technomancy is still kind of in its infancy when it comes to surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you find security systems like that with like the orb functioning, that's a specialized system that's made for that specific place.
Hmm.
Like,
Oh. Yeah, non-detection's still up.
yeah, and even then, like,
Holy,
non-detection makes you
Maha does
not give a
not
shit.
trust the English, so
Yeah, you don't give a shit either way. So, I'm just telling y'all for the sake of like it's known information as these. Also, because I realized that like that question's gonna come up.
Mhm.
All right. Anyway. All right. Does anyone else want to do anything before the next morning comes?
Wait, did we steal the orb?
Y'all did not.
No, not until tomorrow.
Y'all don't steal it until tomorrow. That was
Okay,
part of the
I
heist plan,
guess
wasn't
when
it?
I guess I safely drop off Cunningham, whip out the card I took from her office and say, "And I have your card," and then I guess I'll see you later, and I don't know, I'll leave. I don't have
you don't
anything.
have a Superman moment.
No, I don't have anything cool to say. I'm just gonna leave.
I'll be back, he says. All right. You all return to the to your present hideout or your hotel room given the day's events. You address each other as to the what has happened. I will give y'all a few minutes to actually do that.
Mhm.
As y'all actually all arrive in the hotel room one at a time. Based on how close you were, I would actually say Yazada makes it first. Actually, no, Yazada wouldn't make it first. Ramsey would be the first one to arrive at the hotel room. Then Yazada, followed by followed by Maha, then Nicole.
Well, that was an interesting evening.
That was rather odd.
That was fun. I
Nicole
got to
walks
support the
into the
institution of British imperialism. Hell yeah.
Nicole walks into the hotel room. She has like twigs and sticks in her hair, and like her clothes are a little torn, and she has like a little bit of blood on her arm, and she's got her hands in her jacket pocket, and she's just like, "Hello."
You
Hello.
okay?
Hello. I'm going to go take a fucking shower.
Oh, I'm perfectly fine. I had quite an enjoyable evening. I left the party to take a nice stroll in the park.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll just give y'all a big shit-eating grin and just be like,
Well, I mean, since she was making that distraction so Maha could go into the surveillance room, would there have been like an open channel on
no.
our phones and I can just like hear
She
screaming
probably
party goers?
she probably would have only told you that it was gonna happen. So
Mhm.
it would have been a surprise to Ramsey and Yazada.
Hmm.
I do not tell Ramsey and Yazada because I want to see their faces when they see the news about a werewolf rampaging through London in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, they were at the gala and they saw me, so
I mean, I
Never mind.
guess, but like, I am definitely going to tell the rest of the team about our potential
Vents.
competitor for the jewels, though.
Are we worried that this guy's gonna be there tomorrow?
I
if
mean,
he is, we will be there first.
true.
And he's waiting for us when we get out.
He also did mention that he was considering being a fence
Mhm.
in the case that a competitor got to the gems before he did.
I mean, we don't know if he's lying or not, though. It'll be fine. Oh, so since the magic field is now down, we can like freely cast something before we go into the museum, and it'll be holding up when we get there, right?
Yeah.
All right. In clarification, just so I make sure I'm remembering the plan right. In theory, Nicole's gonna be the one who's actually getting away with the gems.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm wild shaping into a fish, coming up through the sewer system. Waiting in the bathroom. You're gonna bring me the gems. I'm gonna put them in a lead case, wild shape into a fish, leave through the sewer system.
Okay, then I think like right before we get to the museum, I'm probably gonna use my non-detection spell slot on you.
Oh, tight.
Oh wait, I have 2 spell slots for that level. Sweet. Yeah, it seems like it would be most useful to like put on the person who has the gems.
I did say the only thing that the gems would have an adverse effect on was effects that would teleport you or move you on distances. So yeah, that's acceptable.
Oh fuck! That means we have to drive these to my buyer in Russia.
Hell yeah, road trip.
Road trip through East Europe. How lovely.
Not to mention that there's a boat ride because you're in London.
Oh yeah, a small boat ride to France, and then a road trip to Mother Russia.
Parlez-vous français, motherfucker. Anyway.
Stop in France for a little while, get some nice wine, cheese, crepes.
Frog legs for anyone who's into that.
Hell yeah. Frog legs are good.
Fried frog legs are based.
They're so good, oh my god.
I haven't had some in forever.
All right. Would y'all like to continue on into the morning, or would y'all? It is 9 o'clock. Would y'all want to continue into the morning, or would y'all like to call it here?
I got work in the morning, so I can't really be staying up that late.
Yeah, Sam, I wouldn't mind calling it.
Yeah, I gotta be up.
All
Yeah,
right.
good session today, man.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, this was just